Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Women Wednesday. And today we have the matchup of the 7.5 inch barrels, but one is a 300 Blackout and one is a 5.56. All right, and here they are. I have my 7.5 inch 300 Blackout. Y'all know that I recently built this. Go check out that video if you want to know everything that's on here. And then I also have my 7.5 inch 5.56 that I built out, or whatever y'all want to call it. I'm gonna call it a build because I put everything on here or switched some things out, made it to my liking. And this is what we have. And so today I just want to see how do they shoot, like in comparison. So what I do know is that 300 Blackout performs better. Let me just put this one down. All right, so we got the 300. The 300 Blackout is going to perform better in short barrel rifles. So again, this is a 7.5 inch barrel. I do have it suppressed, which is, from what I've experienced and from what I've researched, shooting 300 Blackout suppressed is the ultimate, like, gun experience, shooting experience that you want to have. And I must attest that it is one of those great experiences because it's quiet, it shoots flat. This is your close quarter combat situations. The stopping power on this thing is strong, it's heavy. It performs better with higher grains like 220. We do have the 125 grains on up to 220. But your 220 is going to be your best option running this gun or running this configuration with 300 Blackout, 220 grain. It's small, it's compact. It does extend with this brace, which makes it a little longer, but obviously, you know, you can knock that brace in and it's short. So 300 Blackout, you know, that's what you're gonna pretty much get with that cartridge. Then we have the 5.56. So what I do know is 5.56 is going to perform better in longer barrels. So this is not your typical setup you want to have. I only did this because this was early on in my gun journey. One of the AR had a shorty, started learning things about, you know, the 5.56 cartridge, the barrels, all that kind of stuff. And I found out that this is not the best option actually for a 5.56 cartridge in this barrel length. And so with that, I still like it. You know, I still shoot it, but your 5.56 cartridge wants to be performed in anywhere from like a 16-inch barrel on up, because that's when you're gonna get your best powder burn. It's gonna perform, it's gonna be accurate in those barrel configurations. But in this one, you're not gonna get the best because your cartridge and your bullet, you know, it's not going to have enough length with a 7.5 inch barrel to perform like it should. But anyway, we're gonna test both of these today just to see how they shoot. 5.56 is a lighter grain, 55 grain, 62 grain, 70 something. You know, you can go on up, but typically we run 55 grains in our 5.56s. So what I have today is 55 grain for the 5.56, and I do have 125 grain for the 300 Blackout, but I did bring 220 grain as well. So I'm gonna shoot both of these, just see how they shoot, see if they're, you know, similar. I'm not really going for accuracy, but just the feel of the gun, like how does it feel? And they both are suppressed. So let's load up and let's shoot. All right, so we're loaded up. I've got my 5.56 20 round mag, and I also have my 300 Blackout 20 round mag. We're being YouTube compliant. So the other thing I want to mention is I'm not going to wear ears because we're shooting suppressed today. So let's start with the 5.56 cartridge, and I am at 15 yards. I got a paper target down there, 15 yards. Let's see how the 5.56 shoots. Alrighty, so 15 yards, insert the mag, chamber the round. Alrighty, 15 yards. All right, that was 5 shots. The 5.56 in a short barrel rifle like this is loud without being suppressed. And that initial first shot that I just took sounded like a handgun. So I think I am gonna go put my ears on just to be protected. It's not loud, my ears aren't ringing right now, but that sound reminds me of like a 9mm. But a little less because my ears aren't ringing. So I'm gonna go put my ears on just to be safe, keeping my ears protected. I did think it would be a little bit quieter than this, and this is my first time shooting this outside suppressed, so never knew that, but that's why we out here. That's why I'm comparing them. All right, I got my ears on, and we're gonna take another 5 shots. See how this feels. It actually felt good shooting, but I kind of focused on the hearing part. So let's see. Alrighty. That was much better. As far as the hearing goes, as you can see that smoke is already getting smoky. But as far as the hearing protection now, it sounds a whole lot better. It does shoot flat and not much of a kick, not much recoil. This is the Velos, Supersonic Velos LBP, low back pressure, which causes the suppressor to allow for, you know, less recoil when you're shooting. So it shoots great. Sounds great now that I have my ears on. And I don't know. I do have, y'all know I'm a flat face trigger fan. It's a Rave 140, I think. And I know y'all be wanting to know what my build list is, my parts list and all that. Y'all stay tuned. I'm going to have that ready for y'all very soon. I do in my videos tell y'all everything I put on here. So if you kind of pay attention and listen, then you know exactly what I put on here. But then I understand there's people who wants to see a list, a visual list, and not just hear what I say. But I'll have that coming to y'all very soon. All right, so that's the 5.56. Let's shoot the 300 Blackout. All right, we have 10 rounds of, I think this is 125 grain. I'm gonna go with the 125 grain first, and then I'm gonna throw some 220 grains in here. I've shot this before with no ears. I'm gonna take one ear out because I don't think this is bad when it comes to your hearing with the 300 Blackout. So chamber around 15 yards. All right, that was 5 shots. I will say this one is kicking more than the 5.56. Don't know why. Don't know why. Oh, the grains. It's the grains. With a heavier bullet, from what I remember, it will kick a little lighter. So that was the 5 rounds at 10 yards. I forgot to cover up the target, so we're gonna have 20 hopefully down there. And by the way, they both did lock back. The 5.56 one locked back as well. 125 grain, shoots great. Just a little bit of a kick. So 125 grain compared to 55 grain, both in 7.5-inch barrels. The 5.56 kicks less. It kicked less with the lighter bullet than the 300 Blackout with the heavier bullet. 5.56 kick less. So let me put 220 grain in here and see how that kicks. All right, so what I decided to do is I put the 125 grains in here, the red tips. I put them back in here, and actually after looking back at these rounds, I think these are supers. My box doesn't say sub, so I think these are supers, which also aids into why it's kicking like it's kicking. So what I'm gonna do is shoot 5 rounds of these, and then my next 5 rounds are gonna be the sub 220s. All right. All right, that was the supers, and now here come the subs. Oh, if y'all can't tell, that's what it was. I forgot. So my box, if it don't read subs, they're obviously supers. Supers are gonna kick way harder than subs. And so with that last, I hope y'all saw it, the last 5, I felt like the recoil was kind of absorbing as I was shooting. And dang, I don't know why I didn't remember this. I put it on safe. I don't know why I didn't remember this, but when I did the supers versus subs video, I said that. Supers kick harder, and the subs, it's like you can absorb that recoil, it shoots flat. Okay, so we're not shooting no more supers today, only subs from here on out. All right, so I'm gonna load this back up with 10 more subs and 220 grain, and then I wanna go back and forth with this one and the 5.56 to see if I can tell a major difference in just like the shooting experience, the recoil and all that. By the way, these were all the shots that I've taken so far at 15 yards with both the 300 Blackout and the 5.56. If you can look closely, the smaller ones are the 5.56 cartridges and the bigger ones are the 300 Blackout. Look how small like the 5.56s are, and then 300 Blackouts. All right, so I'm gonna cover all these up, and then we're gonna do a comparison side by side with both of them. All right, I got them both loaded up. 300 Blackout on my right, 5.56 on my left. We're gonna start with the 5.56 first. I think I got 10 in both mags. All right, so I'm going to shoot 5.56. So on safety, shoot this one first. 15 yards. Okay, safety, and then 300 Blackout, 220 grain, 15 yards. Okay, safe. I'm gonna say the 300 Blackout shoots better. It shoots better. Can you tell a difference? Absolutely. Going from 5.56 to 300 Blackout, definitely can tell a difference. I think that might have flew. Yeah, definitely can tell a difference. And the 5.56 is smoking a lot more than the 300 Blackout. 300 Blackout, I don't see nothing on it. Well, there it is. It's hot, which is, you know, after you start shooting so much, it does get hot. But you can definitely tell a difference. Show y'all the mags are empty. Point safe direction, safeties. You can definitely tell a difference between shooting a 300 Blackout and shooting a 7.5 inch. I do know from experience and from what I can remember, shooting 300 Blackout in a 9-inch barrel, it's the smoothest, most pleasant, most fun configuration to shoot 300 Blackout in. I shot a SIG LT spear, I think it was, 9 inches, 300 Blackout, subsonic, 220 grain. Best shooting experience of my life. Out of all the guns I've ever shot, that one was the best. Like I probably do need to do it in a 9-inch. It was either 9 or 9.5. 300 Blackout. Might be working on that one soon. But y'all, that's the difference between the two. Can you do a 7.5, 5.56 situation? Of course you can. I mean, you're looking at one. Is it the most pleasant? No, not if you have a comparison with a 300 Blackout. You know, I'm taking this before I take 7.5 inch 5.56 setup. I'm gonna take a 300 Blackout. It just shot better, especially if you use the right grain ammo, subsonic. You're gonna get the best experience and the best shoot with the 300 Blackout in a 7.5 inch barrel than you would a 5.56 in a 7.5 inch barrel. I like them both. Obviously they're in my collection, but I'm gonna go with the 300 Blackout. So y'all let me know if you rocking with 7.5 inch 5.56 or the 7.5 inch 300 Blackout. I do want to show you this though. So if I put them side by side, you might say, and let me put the 300 Blackout in its smallest configuration so I can show y'all this. Okay, both on safe, no mags. So if I put them side by side, as you can tell, the 300 Blackout is sitting shorter. And so somebody's in the comments gonna say, there ain't no way that's a 7.5 inch barrel. But it is though, because the braces on here are different. So I have the Silver Arms adapter, folding adapter on here, which makes this extended by like 3, maybe 4 inches. So that's what makes it look like it's longer, but it's actually not. They're both 7.5 inch barrels. And I know that because I bought them. So those of y'all who be in my comments talking about, there ain't no way that's a 7.5, that's gotta be a 7, that's gotta be an 8. I bought the guns, so I know what they are. But anyway, let me know. 5.56 short barreled configuration, 7.5 inches, or 300 Blackout, 7.5 inches. I'm going with the 300 Blackout. So y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all going with. And if you got either one of these, like what grain are you running? What ammo grain are you running, and what do you think is suitable? Is 220 grain in a 300 Blackout subsonic, is that the best we can do? I think it is. After doing my research, I think it is. But what about when it comes to 5.56? Is 55 grain, you know, worth shooting? Should we go higher in grainage when it comes to 5.56? Y'all let me know. Y'all the smart ones. Go down in the comment section, let me know your thoughts, and then y'all stay up with me. We are nearing the end of the year, and I do have that gun collection video coming. Y'all have been asking me for it. It is coming before the year is out. And if you haven't already, go follow me on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram up here, and y'all go follow me. Like I said, I put a lot of stuff on my Instagram that I don't show you here on the channel. So if you want to know any of that stuff, go follow my Instagram. And until next time, stay armed, stay safe, and stay vigilant. Peace.